Hey guys, just wanted to take a moment to expand a little bit more on this property. Number one, because I didn't get a chance to do it in the video at the top of the page, but number two, because it is so exceptional, it is so unique within this subdivision. Of course, the major feature that jumps out at us here about the property is its proximity to the lake. Of course, all of these properties are basically within a couple miles of the lake. They all boast the lake being basically, quote, in their backyard. This property, however, is right across the highway, as you can see over here. So just right across the 61 and then one road over is where the subject property is. So it puts it really within easy walking or bike riding distance of the lake, which I think is a nice feature, number one. Number two, as you can see, there's a lot of development down here. There's a little bit less up here where the subject property is located, but there are, of course, some respectable home sites over there. Of course, what that means, the translation of that, is that the roads are usually pretty well maintained and there's power and there's utilities throughout the region. I'll get to that as we explore the photo gallery, but I did want to mention it. More specifically, however, people, just want to zoom in on the map here and show you that sitting basically right across this Concho Drive, right here along State Road 61, are some commercial development. There's the Family Dollar store right here, and there is a storage facility right here. And I'm pointing this out because in the past, what I have observed with some of these properties is that when you get a property that is this close to commercial development, it is not difficult to get it rezoned with the county from residential to commercial. So while this lot is currently zoned residential, my guess, and this is just a guess, call the county, okay? But my guess is that it would not be difficult if you did want to turn it into some kind of commercial lot, say for instance, some kind of auto repair or garage or something like that. You can probably get that done. Whatever the case, it has potential to do that, but that's not the main selling point. The main selling point, of course, is proximity to the lake and the features that you'll see as we go through the photo gallery. Anyway, let's do that right now. So first off, guys, we got the plat map here in the gallery. This, of course, this is not the world's best plat map, but it does at least demonstrate that this is a 1 acre lot with about 150 feet of road frontage here along its, we'll call it the southeastern boundary of the property. Anyway, additionally in the gallery, guys, do want to point out this is the storage facility, the Concho mini storage that sits basically just on the other side of the street from the subject property. Now, additionally, of course, in this photo, you can see the nearby development. First off, the power lines that run here along the back end of this property, number one. But number two, I love to count things in these videos. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. Number two, off here in the distance, you can also see the home sites. There are some respectable home sites in this area. I should tell you that whenever we buy land in rural regions, there may be zoning, but it's always a question of whether or not that zoning is being actively enforced or abided by. It looks like out here in Concho, it is. So property values theoretically should at the very least rise over time, simply because the land is being well respected, okay? People are developing nice home sites, home values, land values, should tick up slowly over time, okay? Anyway, guys, as we go through the gallery, you can also see what the road conditions are like out here. This property is identified as Concho Drive here on Google Maps. It's also called the 5064 here on Google Maps. In real life, it looks like it's identified as Concho Drive 5064, point being these are road conditions basically right here at the intersection of Pine and Concho. You'll notice, guys, in this photo, there's an underground utility box nearby. We'll get back to that in just a bit. Anyway, so this is looking down Concho Drive, looking east along the road. Of course, there is a utility easement running. Let me point this out here on the map, guys. There's a utility easement running here along the back end of these commercial lots, so basically right across from the subject property. Fortunately, as you can see right here, there is also a utility easement running along the back end of the subject property, servicing most likely this nearby home site as well as some others. Point being, there is power at the lot line. It's on the back end, but even if that weren't the case, there's power right across the road. So likely not difficult or expensive to get extended and connected to whatever you decide to develop on this property. Back to the photos, guys. Anyway, so these are the road conditions here along the road frontage of the subject property. You'll also notice the storage facility over here and the aforementioned utilities. And of course, as we go through this, we will also see more of the storage facility and the underground utilities, the aforementioned underground utilities servicing the land and the home sites within this region. And then, of course, throughout the photo gallery, you just get a sense of how kind of nice, just sort of flat land this is, easy to build on, easy to develop, etc. So I will direct your attention finally just down here to the drone images at the end of the photo gallery, which, of course, we always like to reiterate the footprint of the land. With this, you get a sense of proximity here toward these utilities on the back end over here, the nearby developed home site, and, of course, these storage facilities. And as we go through these, you will also see what some of the development looks like off hereby in the near distance. Of course, this is the post office right across the street, so you've also got an easy walk to the post office. And then, of course, as we get into these angles, you start to see the lake and exactly how close we are to that lake. And then finally, in these southern-facing photos, you can see a lot of the nearby development over here that we mentioned earlier. So, point being, guys, there's a lot of good features with this property, close to the lake, close to the little bit of commercial development that you have out here. The power lines, the underground utilities, the well-maintained roads, the respectable homes, and maybe the potential to get this rezoned as a commercial lot. So something to think about, something perhaps to explore as you're considering the purchase of this property. Thanks for watching, guys.